Welcome. Welcome to the Gate 7 International Podcast, your official English source for all things Olympiakos FC and Greek football.
The first day of training is when I realized, this is why they win the league every year.
When I spoke with Kevin, if I gonna sign or no for Olympiakos, he said, you are crazy, go direct, my friend.
Να πετύχω ήθελα να μείνω στην ιστορία του Ολυμπιακού.
I can speak, sure.
Yeah.
Έλα μαλάκα!
Σ' πάρα πολύ, Piraeus. Είμαι Γάβρος πάντα, όλοι μαζί.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gate 7 International, your number one English source for all things Olympiakos. We're back. Mid-season camp in Spain is over. Today we had the first serious game of the winter, let's say, going into the second half of the season. Olympiakos put 4 goals past ATROMITOS. That's the first time we've done that this season. We have not scored more than 3 goals in a game. And today we put 4 past ATROMITOS in the first leg, of the round of 16 Greek Cup. Jesus Christ, it's been a while since I've been on the podcast. I can't speak properly. Costa, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, my friend. All the better for being with you. Don't worry, I also mix my English, my Greek, my everything. Very glad to be here with you. An incredible result. I feel like confidence is coming back. And I'll be honest with you, I have a feeling that it's game on now. AEK, PAOK, Panathinaikos, they can underestimate Olympiakos at their own peril. I'm very excited, and I'm excited because finally Greek football might actually be entertaining. If Olympiakos pull this off, that's going to be the biggest comeback in Greek football history. I believe, and I'm going to finish with this, we are set for the most exciting playoffs in Greek football history. And I really hope it's at least a 3-horse race, because then it's going to be so entertaining for everyone involved.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's something that I've spoken about before. You asked me, I think the last time we were on together, whether I think Olympiakos can do it. I said, I think we can, based on what I saw during the mid-season camp, the friendlies. Okay, they're just friendlies, but we'll get into it more. We'll get into more analysis about the game today. Before we do that, as usual, I see some fans are already coming in with comments. TF91, hi guys, missed you a lot. Missed you too, mate. Thanks for joining us.
We missed you, TF91. We missed you. You didn't miss us. We missed you. That's how it is.
You know, when you just called him TF91, you made him sound like a Star Wars droid. TF91.
Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he identifies as a droid. Maybe he identifies as a droid. I don't know. And who am I to judge?
Sure. No, but guys, thank you for joining us tonight on another show. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button at the bottom there. It really helps getting the episode out to other Olympiakos fans around the world. If you're new, joining us for the first time, subscribe for more content. Go check out our channel. We've got some great interviews, some nice vlogs from games that we've been to as well. But okay, let's sponsors. BetUS.com. There's 2 more games of the World Cup left. Got some really, really good lines at BetUS.com.pa. You can find more information on their website, and you can use our code Gate7INTL, and you get for the first time when you sign up, you use the code, you get 125% bonus on the amount that you put in on your first time using the platform. Go ahead and use that if you're a betting man or woman, and don't forget, bet responsibly, please, guys. Okay, and also a big thank you to our sponsors who've been with us from the beginning. Piraeus International, you can visit them at piraeusintl.com as it's shown on the screen there. If you need to ship anything from Greece to the States or anywhere else, Piraeus International are your folks. Right, Costa, let's get into this game. I'm going to hand it over to you, but before, I think for me, the main thing is that the smiles are back. The smiles are back on the on the faces of the players. The smiles are back in the stands, and I'm smiling again, and I'm so silly smiling today that I'm also wearing my shirt backwards. For those of you that are watching on screen, I mean, you can see
It's Marcelo. And I do have a question. It's funny you're wearing a Marcelo shirt because you and I have something to discuss, don't we?
Oh yeah, go on. What do we have to discuss?
I'm having suspicions here. I don't think you've been totally honest with me. Haven't been honest with Ari. You haven't been honest with Labor and Marcial. You haven't been honest with our fans. And I will get to it. I'll get to it.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Costa's got something juicy.
I got something juicy, and Costa has some talking to do about a certain Marcelo right now.
What you don't know about Costa and Marcelo.
And Marcelo, not or Marcelo or / Marcelo and Marcelo. We'll get to it, but let's take the whole thing from the top. A huge win for Olympiakos, as you said. The Olympiakos haven't picked up a win like that at the Karaiskaki for a very long time. A signature Karaiskaki win, dominant 4-1 victory for Olympiakos, who started with Kostas Zoulakis in goal, Marius Vrousai at right back, Marcelo making his first start under Mitchell, first start ever at left back, Retsos and Doi at center back, Envilaka Sami in midfield, Agibu Kamara, I believe, was the number 10 with Biel and Fortounis on the wings, if I'm not mistaken, and Bakambu played up front. Now, Olympiakos started really strong in this match. Just after 2 minutes, Biel missed a good opportunity with his shot, just missing the bottom right corner of Andreas Gianniotis. That was a warning of what was coming. But on the 4th minute, ATROMITOS started showing some teeth as they almost stunned the Georgios Karaiskakis Stadium when YD Kehrida delivered a cross from the right and Gaitan Robai failed to finish in front of open goal. But Olympiakos opened the scoring after 7 minutes, and that was Biel, of course, driving the ball forward and beating Gianniotis with a clinical shot. As I said, there was a warning from Biel. This time he didn't miss. But after 11 minutes, ATROMITOS responded. This time, Robai made up for his earlier miss with a fantastic cross from his free kick, found Vidar Kjartansson, who beat Zoulakis with an absolutely clinical header. Olympiakos showed some serious defensive problems in the first half, and that showed from ATROMITOS' counterattacks in the half-hour mark when they almost turned this around, but Robai couldn't finish in front of Zoulakis, who denied him with his foot. Olympiakos then on 42 minutes missed their biggest chance of the match when Fortounis, who is regaining his old form after a fantastic mid-season, found Vrousai down the right, and he delivered a pinpoint cross that Bakambu failed to score with a header in front of open goal. First minute of stoppage time, another deadly counterattack by ATROMITOS. That's a problem for Olympiakos in defense. There was not a lot of defense and midfield. They were not in sync, at least in the first half. Again, they put together a stunning counterattack, and Robai failed to beat Zoulakis one-on-one as he tried to chip it over the Greek keeper, who palmed it away with ease. But in the second half, the Marcelo show began on 49 minutes when Olympiakos' biggest transfer this summer scored a fantastic goal, his first goal with his bad foot, his right foot. 54th minute, Olympiakos thought they got their third when Fortounis delivered a stunning through ball for Gary Rodriguez down the right, who set up Cedric Bakambu in front of goal. He didn't miss it this time, but then again, Gary was found just inches offside. 63rd minute, Olympiakos got their goal with El Arabi this time, another player who's regaining his old form after a fantastic midseason. Fortounis tried a shot that deflected and set up El Arabi, who beat Gianniotis with a difficult shot as he took it mid-air. And at the 65th minute, the Marcelo show continued. This time, Biel played through a fantastic ball for the Brazilian, who drove it forward from the left, if I remember correctly. It was from the left. And he kept the ball in the air and beat Gianniotis with a stunning shot from a tight corner. That was the first time Marcelo scored a brace ever in his career. Olympiakos tried for a fifth. 70th minute, Rodriguez moves the ball forward and plays a beautiful pass down the left from where Biel shoots, but just misses the bottom left corner. And finally, James Rodriguez came on, tried on one of his fantastic shots from the edge of the area, but Gianniotis denied him with an amazing dive on his right and saved it from his bottom right corner.
Well, there you have it. That's a great overview of everything, pretty much everything that happened during the game today, from the first minute to the last, from Costas Llanos. Somebody just reminded me, there is a basketball game going on right now. Olympiakos are playing Asvel in Lyon. The score is 74-75. That's incredible. We've done it again in basketball. We've managed to make a seemingly easy game into a derby. There are 23 seconds left, and it's 74-75. Yanouris Laredzakis giving us a go-ahead bucket just a few seconds ago. If somebody's watching that live on TV, can you please let us know the final outcome, what happens? I see that there are 2 seconds left. I'm not sure if there's another timeout, but the score is 74-75 in Lyon. Olympiakos are second in the EuroLeague, and Asvel are towards the bottom of the EuroLeague table. I'm getting anxious now. It's really a game that we should be winning after beating Fenerbahce, top of the table team, at SEF earlier in the week. Guys, please, somebody keep me informed. If we don't win, don't say anything. Fuck's sake.
Classic.
On another note, guys, there is a vote going on as usual on the channel. If you're following live on YouTube, you can vote man of the match. We've put 3 options, or rather 4 options for you: Marcelo, Costa Fortounis, Pep Biel, and other. I can see already that this is a 2-horse race between Marcelo and Fortounis. Surprise, surprise. If you haven't put your votes in already, guys, put your votes in. Costa and I are going to talk about man of the match later on towards the end of this segment.
Absolutely.
As always on these post matches. Let's get into analysis, and I'm sure today, like everyone wants to talk about Marcelo, don't they?
Of course, absolutely.
What can we say about this guy? I mean, the first half was. If you go on social media, like at the end of the first half or during the first half, and you see some of the comments, I mean, like you said, Goss, that was the first time Marcelo started this season for Olympiakos. And just to remind people, a few weeks ago, there was talk that Marcelo was going to leave the club. A really kind of embarrassing situation for the club to be in, frankly speaking. And I had a feeling that he would start today. I was pretty certain. It's a home match, first leg. There's another leg as well. It's less of a risk. So I was pretty sure he was going to start today. And I think a lot of people obviously like focus on his physical appearance, his fitness, the fact that he doesn't have the same amount of the same ability to run back and forth as he did earlier on in his career. But I have to say that I think the team kind of exposed him as well. You felt like ATROMITOS certainly had instruction to attack down our left-hand side in the first half. Every time we lost the ball, every time they went into a transition like counter-attack, they went down our left side and we were completely exposed. Like they cut through us like a knife through butter too many times in the first half. That was because Marcelo got caught forward, but Kasami was overloading as well. He was getting caught forward as well. And then you've got Biel that was playing on paper as a left winger, but wasn't in that position. And, the shape of the team was a bit shambolic when transitioning from offense back to defense. And we were exposed too many times. And that's Marcelo's position, to cover the left back. He needs to track back. But I think there's a real issue here with Marcelo in the sense that we know he can't really do that anymore. He can't get back as quick as he used to. So if you want to get the best out of him, if you want to get things from Marcelo, like the 2 goals today, the 2 assists against, who was it? Standard Liège.
Yes, Standard Liège.
If you want to get Marcelo's quality on the ball and what he brings to the team in build-up and take advantage of that in a game, you need to set your team up accordingly. So I think I said it the last time you and I talked. I think the partnership of Kasami and Mvila is too heavy. I think that Kasami is a player that's better suited further up the pitch. And we saw it today. Like, he didn't cover him. And we're exposed. And there's a real issue there. So that for me is the issue with Marcelo that we need to bear in mind. God forbid, the guy's quality on the ball is absolutely beyond any shadow of a doubt. The goals today were just phenomenal. I said it to you over text. I think the last person I remember to score goals like that from a wing back position is Grigoris Georgatos.
And what did I respond? 2009 AEK Athens, that fantastic goal that reminded us of Vasilis Karapialis against Panathinaikos in 1999. You haven't seen those goals? YouTube them. Right now, YouTube them. We'll wait.
Mano, did we lose? Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I think so, yeah. 77-75. Buzzer beater, according to 2021.
That's so Olympiakos.
They've been really good. They've been really good, though, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been good, but it's just a typical loss away from home against Asvel. We haven't had a good record against them. And let me guess, what was it? A 3-pointer, De Colo. Anyway, for God's sake, we were 20 points ahead in the. Anyway, just another slap to the face for the basketball team.
Come on, let your inner Barzokas out. Let it out. Let's go viral.
Anyway, we were talking about Marcelo.
Where's Labros when you need him?
I think just one more thing I want to say about Marcelo. You look at the way everyone reacted to the first goal. Just like literally everyone on him, everyone goes to him. I think that says a lot about what he means to the team, to the players, like the dressing room, etc. Again, man, like for what it's worth, it's like, okay, I don't think he can contribute in Europe. We're not in Europe anymore anyway. We don't know if he's going to stay next season. But for what it's worth, like it's an honor that he wears the red and white. And like even if it's like in the Greek league where I think he can contribute and play a role to help us, it's an honor like to have a player like that playing for us. And you know, the second goal as well, even Zolakis came out of the goal and he went and celebrated with the rest of the team as well. So I think that says a lot for me.
What about the physio?
And the physio as well, of course. But
that shows that he cares. The fact that he went to celebrate with the physio because the physio helped him regain fitness. He cares. He doesn't see Olympiakos as a piggy bank. He wants to play. He won over all of his teammates. And those players are not easy to win over. They all celebrate like they scored that goal. Everyone was over him. Zolakis came off his area. And then he celebrated with the physio because he was so thankful for all the work and all the patience and all the time he dedicated on him. Guys, I know Marcelo is not the same guy we saw at Real Madrid and loved, but he cares. He loves the club. He wants to succeed. He wants to help Olympiakos achieve their goals. He cares. So I'm willing to show some patience there. But we have a lot to talk about Marcelo, don't we?
I mean, yeah. What more have you got for Marcelo?
I mean, let's talk Marcelo. How do you play Marcelo right now? Because on the one hand, you got Ole Kreabchuk, who's of course is everyone's favorite player. On the other hand, you got Doron Leitner, who doesn't play and looks to be on his way out on loan. I mean, the guy wasn't even part of the team for the cup game. How do you play Marcelo? Marcelo needs cover at left back. He's not the same guy that he used to be. Do you play three center backs? Do you put another number 6, Yadie Samaseku, who is basically a Ferrari we've just abandoned in the garage and never ever take out for reasons I cannot understand or fathom? Do you play him as a left winger and have a left back behind him to cover for him? What do you do with him? How do you play him?
I think that's the point that I alluded to earlier, Costa. I think that you have to play somebody that can cover him. I don't know what instructions Kasami had today, but it didn't seem like somebody, there wasn't anyone covering. Retsos, what was happening today was that Marcelo was far up the field, Biel was far up the field, the two players on the left, Kasami was far up the field, and then, you know, the attacks were coming down the left side, and Retsos was pulling out to the left, and so was Doi. Sometimes was, sometimes wasn't, and there was just huge gaps in the middle for players to cut in from the center or from the other side, and you know, we were all over the shop. And we were lucky to go into the half at 1-1. Like we had chances to score in the first half. Costa Fortounis missed an opportunity in the first, second minute of the game. Bakambu missed 2 chances. But it was 1-1 going into half time, and Marius Vrusai makes a block just before the end of the half, and it's an open net. It's an open net, and Vrusai's got his foot to a strike, and he could have gone into the half 2-1 down, to be honest. And all of the attacks that we conceded, they were down that left hand side. So I think you saw when Samaseku came on, for the little time that he and Marcelo were on the pitch together, he did what Kasami should have been doing. For me, again, I don't know what instructions Kasami had in the first half, but Samaseku is a clear 6. He'll sit in that space and he can mop up and cover.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really an interesting thought. Something to think about moving forward. How do we cover Marcelo's deficiency defensively when Imbom Huang is back? Do we play Mvila on the left side of the centre mid? Can he cover? I'm not sure. I think Samaseku is clearly a more mobile player, can move a bit faster than Jan. A very different player from Jan. If you don't play Jan Mvila, you lose a lot in build-up and getting the ball forward through the lines. But normally, what we're expecting is that when Imbom Huang is ready to play again, Imbom Huang and Mvila will play together. So that's to be seen. Like, I think Samaseku has a role to play. Maybe we'll see a 4-3-3 with a clear holding player being Samaseku, and maybe we've got so many options in midfield. You can play Samaseku as a clear 6 and play Huang and Kasami together. You can play Huang, Mvila, and Samaseku, and then play with Fortounis and Biel as inverted wingers. There's a lot of options, but that's something the manager has to figure out if we want to see Marcelo play more, if we want to see the best of him.
Well, there's a reason Marcelo stayed at Olympiakos, but if you want to play him, he needs cover. So I would like a trio in midfield, a trio of Huang, Samaseku, and Mvila doing the build-up, Samaseku doing the cleanup, and Huang doing what Huang does best, which is basically the organization, basically the Thomas Rodzicki Mozart kind of role. I don't know. What do you think about that trio?
So you said Samaseku, Huang, and Mvila?
Yes.
I think my question mark there is to what extent we can get the best out of Mvila in a system where he's a little bit further forward. Because I think you get the best out of him where he kind of gets the first pass from the defense and he likes to move the ball forward. Don't get me wrong. I think he can play a bit further forward. I just don't think it's his optimal position. I mean, for Huang, there's no. I don't need to. Do I need to say much? I mean, the guy gets the team ticking. He's the metronome in the midfield, and it's interesting because I really think that the team worked well during the mid-season camp in Spain. You can see it, you start to see automatismos. You start to see things happening like that. Things they've worked in training.
Chemistries.
Yeah, chemistry, exactly, like ball movement, and just it's funny because today we found ourselves complaining about the defense when the entire first half of the season we were complaining about how poor we were attacking, like getting the ball forward, creating. Like our XG must have been, I still need to ask Ari this, like way below like 1.2 or something. Like it was like the first half of the season was hard to watch, hardly entertaining.
Yeah.
Today
Yeah.
we were entertained. Like it was an entertaining game. A little bit like, oh my God, like every time they went on the attack on a counter, but us getting the ball forward, it could have been 5 or 6 today. Easily could have been 5 or 6 for us. It could have ended 6-3 or 6-4 today.
Yep.
It was that kind of game. So I'm interested to see how Huang's chemistry will, what chemistry he can develop with a player like Fortounis, a player like, because that wasn't there in the first half of the season. I think like you obviously saw how the quality that Inbom had the first half of the season, but the team was just, it wasn't a team. And now it looks more like a team. Things are happening on the pitch. The players are starting to see things before they happen. And yeah, no, I think it's something we could see, Costa, that combination that you mentioned of Mvila, Huang and Samaseku. We haven't seen much of Samaseku at the 6, maybe 2 or 3 games, but I don't think he started one game. Game.
Why though? I mean, having Samaseku not playing him, it's like having Labro take an oath of silence. It's just it doesn't work, and nobody wants it. Why isn't he work? Why isn't he playing? I really don't get why Samaseku hasn't been playing. I don't get why Samaseku is not playing more than I don't get why Leitner is not playing. This is a really good midfielder. This guy has a release clause of what, 20 million, 15 million? What is it?
It's like 15 million, I think. Yeah.
This guy has talent. This guy has prospect. Why is he on the bench? Why is he an afterthought in this team? In this Olympiakos team, one of the worst Olympiakos teams we've seen since the Petrina Chronia. Why? I don't get it. He needs to play more. We need to find a way to bring him in to this team. And he could help with the whole Marcelo situation if you want to keep starting him, which I don't think he is. Reabchuk is coming back, in my opinion.
I'll say something about Reabchuk.
Say whatever you want. Go ahead.
He was on the pitch for 20 minutes today.
Yeah.
I don't remember him doing anything. If it was Doran Leidner instead of him today, like it would be probably be negative press tomorrow about him. Oh, he came on and he didn't take the opportunity. Maybe I'm being unfair on Reabchuk. Maybe I'm being
Bionic Oleg is the name. I think that's that's the right name according to the Greek press.
I think it's a shame. A bit of a shame the situation with Leidner. It's a player that was wanted by Rangers over the summer, by the way, and other clubs across Europe, and we're the ones that got him. We've never seen him. He hasn't had a chance to play with the first team. I don't know if he will get a chance, but I do see there are quite a few comments coming in, and I do want to go to the comments, get the crowd involved. Again, reminder, guys, if you're new to the show. We're Gate 7 International, your #1 English source for all things Olympiakos, by the fans, for the fans. This is an international initiative bringing together Olympiakos fans from across the world. Hit that subscribe button. There's some great content out there. If you missed the Rodinei scout report, another deep dive from Ari, you can go and check that out. It's available on our YouTube channel. You can go to the playlist too and check out the scout report on Rodinei. Very good work from Ari as usual. Go and check it out. Leave it a like. And if you like what you're listening to now as well, guys, a like doesn't cost you anything. Hit the like button. It helps to get the episode out to more fans to get people involved in the chat, etc. Saying that, let's go to the chat and pick up some of these comments. We were talking about Samaseku. Look at my ISDC. Hello, mate. He says, I don't think Samaseku can play many games. There's probably a guaranteed buy option if he plays a certain amount of games. I don't have any information on that,
Me
actually.
too. I don't have a guarantee option, man. I mean, that would make sense at least, you know.
Yeah, that could make sense. I don't know if Olympiakos would actually be silly enough to sign a contract whereby if he played a certain amount of matches, we would have to pay 15 million. But then again, there's so many things that went wrong with Olympiakos' transfer strategy last summer that I don't, I could
see that
maybe
happening.
expect something like that. Like anything can happen.
You could see that happening. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah. TF91 says Samaseku is a really good player. He should take more opportunities, but we have too many players in midfield. Who do you leave out? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we've been talking about. Probably Bukhalakis looks to be very far down the pecking order these days. But I have to say that there were moments in the first half where I was almost thinking, bloody hell, if he was on instead of Kasami, at least he would like provide some kind of cover. Speaking to Jonas's comment, I love Kasami's spirit, love and memories, but I begged the TV to put Samaseku on through the first half. Yeah. Jonas, I don't know if you just joined recently, but is something we touched on already. Like the cover wasn't there from Kasami in the first half for Marcelo, and Biel wasn't. We don't. I certainly don't expect Biel to come back and cover. He should. Masuras would. That's somebody who we might see coming back into the team as well. Generally, though, like one of the things that I was, the team's got so much depth to. Now it's squad depth, not bloated anymore, because I think the manager has settled on 27 players, including the keepers, and Juan will come back into the fold as a starter. But the others that were at the World Cup, Cisse, Koundé, Wijo, Juan, I don't expect them to play any role. So you're basically just adding Inbom to the 27 that he took with him to Spain, and then what's his name? Abubakar Kamara is out.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's good depth and firepower. There's a lot of firepower in this team.
Can I? No, let's do comments, and I'll touch on that.
No, what did I go for it?
No. It's just I wanted to read some stats based on our firepower right now. I mean, you look at players like James Rodriguez, 2 goals, 1 assist in 9 appearances in Greece. Pep Biel, 4 goals, 2 assists in 10 matches in Greece. Cedric Bakambu, 4 goals, 1 assist in 10 matches. And you bring in a revived Kostas Fortounis. You bring in a revived Youssef El Arabi. Both of them had a good mid-season. Hell, even Kasami had a good mid-season. Hwang In-beom is coming in as well from the World Cup. Marcelo is showing good signs. You know, that is quite an attack Olympiakos are having right there. Quite an attack you got right there. And I feel like Mitchell knows he has no wingers, so might as well, find a way to play Biel and James on the wings, or Biel and Fortounis in the wings and James maybe behind them or something like that. And there you go. There's your team right there. There's your attack.
Yeah, the options are endless. It's a nice conundrum for the manager to have in any case. And I think in Greece, really, you can do, it's such a luxury to have those kinds of options in Greece. I don't think any team in the Super League has that.
Yeah.
It's a reason to be as optimistic as we can be given our position in the league. Alexandros, welcome back, my friend. He says, if Rodinei is offensive, him and Marcelo should be our wingers. Biel, false 9, Fortounis, offensive midfield.
Offensive midfielder, yeah.
I want to say.
So a number 10.
Yeah.
That's a number 10 then. Okay.
So you want Fortounis on the left.
Both of them. Yeah.
James on the right, Juan behind them, and Villa and Samaseku. I don't know if we'll see Biel much as a false 9, mate. To be honest with you, like the way the way it feels up front at the top of the pitch is that, okay, you're either going to have Bakabu or El Arabi up front starting. I think El Arabi is clearly, for me, number one option right now. And there's a comment earlier on from, who was it that made the comment about Bakabu? I think TF91. A few videos of Bakabu in the Buzukia. I haven't seen them, but please send them to us.
Yeah, I haven't seen them either. But then again, there's a measure in everything. I mean, the small doses and everything is all right. But Bakambu, like I said, like the numbers are there with him. He was denied a goal today. He had a big miss. The midseason wasn't great, I will admit. But there's a guy who has almost talismanic stats for Olympiakos after that horrible first half of the season. Definitely needs to be part of the plans, and I feel like he's going to play a huge part in Olympiakos' title bid in the second half of the season.
Yeah. No, I think Bakabu, for me, he needs too many chances to put it away. You need your striker to put the ball in the back of the net, and he gets. It seems like he has 2-3 chances every game, and maybe he scores 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, maybe 2 in 4. And then El Arabi comes on and he gets 1 and he puts it away. That's what you want from your striker. And I've been a critic of El Arabi. I think he took, say what you want, but he looks in good shape now, and that's what's important. And I think he's our starting striker right now. Mm-hmm. That's what you need from your striker. Just put the ball in the back of the net. Gets 1 chance, boom. That's what we brought El Arabi in for. That's what he's done so well for us over the past few years. So for me, that's no discussion. In this moment in time, I think Bakabu has a role to play, but for me, El Arabi is the number 1 striker now. Jonas again, Samaseku did really fit the system, and I believe having him in will cover Marcelo a lot. That's it. That's what we've been saying today. Look at my eyes. DC says we cannot wait for the Scarpa deep dive. Okay, you're having a laugh.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
What do we think about the unity in this team? Like, with all those players in the dressing room, all these years, us 2, 3, all of us, all 5 of us talking about, does anyone speak in the dressing room? Is there a voice in the dressing room? And all of a sudden, Marcelo scores a goal, and everybody mobs him. It looks like there's unity in this team. There is something there. There is, but there is though. I mean, they mobbed him like. They mobbed him like they scored that goal. They mobbed him like that goal saved the future of mankind. They love the guy. It seems like there is a brotherhood in there. There is something in there. Everybody's is on the same page. I would dare say everybody believes in the bid right there. I really liked what I saw with those 2 goals from Marcelo, and it's not the goals; it's the celebrations. It's
the goals were amazing.
They were amazing, but also the emotion. Because you got a Marcelo, we thought he was having a laugh, but in reality, he cares. And his teammates care about him, and the teammates care about Olympiakos and the title bid. Which brings me to my big question, man. I am not an expert on sign language, but I do know what Marcelo did after he scored the first goal, and that is this and this. As far as I know, this is a C in sign language. This is an L. And I'm going to ask you, man to man, was Marcelo dedicating this goal to you? Be honest. We're going to find out anyway.
I mean, somebody made a pop about Labro.
I bet he is.
Labro,
don't change the subject. Don't change the subject.
No. But if Labro's really vocal about Marcelo on Twitter for reasons, whatever Labro says about Marcelo, I've always tried to not stick up for Marcelo. You don't need to stick up for Marcelo. Marcelo, I think that kind of player, like, at some point he's going to give something. He's got to give something. It's too much of a disaster for him and for Olympiakos if he just not capable, But Nah. Maybe it's Marcelo's way of saying thank you for the support.
To a guy whose name starts with a C and his other name starts with an L. Guys.
No, but
like this video if you think Marcelo dedicated this goal to Costa Levoyani. Costa Levoyani. I don't think you're being very honest with the problem.
I have to be honest, guys. I've been hiding it from you. Marcelo's my BFF, and he's going to be coming on the show very soon for an interview.
There you go.
We will try. We will try our very best, and that's a promise. We will try and get you player/players from the club this year, and this is also a sort of pre-announcement for the Gate 7 International Awards, which will come at the end of the season. Don't miss that. We want to have some nice stuff for you around that time, okay? We're Gate 7 International. For those of you that are joining for the first time, you can subscribe, get involved in the chat. What else have we got here? There's somebody else I really want to talk about today.
Shoot. Yes.
This guy.
That's a terrible photo, by the way.
That's him after he missed the first opportunity in the first half, I think it was. But I mean, the story of this guy this season, Pedro Martins. What the hell were you thinking? Like I think that we almost lost this player on a free transfer. He was just going to sit and rot and eventually, see out his contract and then end up, I don't know where. And the guy's visibly worked. He has worked. He is fitter than I have ever seen him. I don't know about you, Costa, but I've never seen him in this shape. Today he won more headers than I think I've ever seen him head a ball in his career. Must have won at least more than 5 headers, 5-6 headers. The guy never used to jump, let alone win a header. He looks in great shape. And this is a guy that has had 2 ACL injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And he drove the team forward. He pulled the strings. He put pressure on the opponents. There's nothing he didn't do today. He didn't score. All but score.
An incredible performance by Kostas Fortounis. I don't know if he is if this is the best, if he is the most fit we've ever seen him, but absolutely incredible performance. Mitchell said after the game that Fortounis needed to regain his fitness, which he did, is what Mitchell said, and I can see it. Fortounis alone is a transfer in its own right now. As I said, you got your James, you got your Bakambu, you got your Biel, you got your Huang, and now here comes Fortounis to add even more firepower. Incredible performance, some wonderful shots, incredible through balls, pace, positioning. And I really hope that this is also going to help him come back to the Greek national team. God knows Greece could use a player like him in the Euro qualifiers against giants like the Netherlands, and especially what could be our 2-time world champions, France. 3-time in total, 2 times in a row, France. I really hope this is not a one-time thing. A lot of question marks going forward for Olympiakos, but you know what? I feel like Kostas Fortounis is well up for it. I think he has a chip on his shoulder. He has a bone to pick. He wants to prove himself. He's not happy with his omission in the first half of the season, and I feel like he does feel like he has something to prove. So I guess let's watch this space.
I'm loving it. I mean, it's no secret. I'm a big Fortounis fan, and I think there was a nice comment earlier from Paris. It says Fortounis makes my heart warmer than hot chocolate. You love to see it though. Like you love to see players, Greek players, especially attacking ones, because we rarely produce attacking talent in Greek football. And when it's someone like that, like we've said it before, Fortounis is one of the most charismatic attacking players Greece has produced the last 5-10 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He plays for our club. He came out of our academy. He had to leave and come back, of course. But for a player that was so close to just, joining our Boel on a free or whatever, I'm really happy for Olympiakos, for him, for it's a joy to watch him do that to a position like he did today. Like the amount of chances he created. I promise you, tomorrow we'll do a stat card for Fortounis. He played 76 minutes today, I think it was. And actually, is it his first start as well this season?
It must be. It must be his first start.
Not sure. I need to check that.
That game where his family praised him afterwards, he came on as a sub, didn't he?
Was that away to
Panathinaikos? Yes.
I think, yeah.
I think it's his first start as well. Yes. I mean, this season has been so random. It's just impossible to remember things, to be on top of things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see if there are some more comments. Hussein, our friend, hello, my friend. Hello, he says, everyone, after a long time, what a night it was. I'm so happy to see our team is back. Yes, sir. And the next game for info is on the 21st. 21st of December. That's next Wednesday against Baziana away from home.
First game of the second half of the season. Like, it's crunch time now for Olympiakos. I'll tell you this, Costa, like we were texting each other, and Olympiakos were 2-1 ahead with Marcelo's wonder goal. And I was telling you, Olympiakos need a third. Like, ATROMITOS have the away goal. Tell me, am I wrong? Like, away goals are a thing this season.
No, they weren't last season, but did Epo change it again? I have no idea.
I have no idea as well, my man. But anyway, like I was telling you, like I could see the script in the return leg if Olympiakos don't score at least a third, and then that's when El Arabi got his goal. But that's exactly the kind of win Olympiakos needed. Not because it's a cup game and you need a safe score, but you needed to bring that dominance at Karaiskaki. You needed to bring that feel, the castle feel, the temple feel, the how do we call Ohiro? How do we call it in English? Ohiro.
Fortress.
The fortress, exactly. You need to bring back the feel of the fortress at Olympiakos. You're coming in, you're getting twatted. You're walking in, you're limping out. Yeah. You're dragging yourself out. You saw teams like Freiburg, like Nantes, like goddamn Volos coming in and leaving with big smiles across everything. Hell, even PAOK won. Fucking PAOK won. Olympiakos needed a statement victory, a sort of we're back victory. That's exactly what they needed. Confidence is coming back, and I think I can feel it in the within the dressing room as well.
I think Biel said that at the end of the match too, in the post-match comments. He was asked, comments after the game, and he mentioned confidence. Like confidence is there, and that's what they had in the second half. At least he says, we had the confidence that we can turn it around, and they did. They played 20 minutes hard, and they scored 3 goals, and game over. And I have a feeling we're going to do that to a lot of teams coming to the Karaiskaki second half of the season, because we just have far too much firepower up front. Mm-hmm. And the scary thing is, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement. And I think, it's really key, as you said, to get a win today for more confidence, because you need the results. Like, the results count. It was a cup game, but for the confidence and belief that things are moving in the right direction, it's really key that we got the win. And we have to get a winning streak going. Everyone's talking about getting a seven game winning streak in this, the beginning of the second half of the season, and then after those 7 games, Panathinaikos has to play a couple of derbies. I think they have to play Aris and they have to play PAOK in the first the 7 games that I'm talking about, so that the gap can be reduced. Then there's playoffs, and you said it at the beginning of the show that this could be, or I think it will be, one of the most exciting Greek leagues that we've seen in the past 10, 20 years, as long as I can remember. I think the last really exciting, the last exciting leagues for me in Greece were the Rizopoli season, and the season,
2003.
and the season where AEK were really good. We beat them 4-3 at Oaka. Alexandrescu.
2002.
Those seasons were exciting. They went to the wire. But I mean, I've said this before. Like Olympiakos fans, like, do we want a bit of excitement? Do we want a bit of competition in the Greek league? Like, we've made it.
Not this much.
We've made it really tough on ourselves this season. We've given ourselves like a massive handicap to get past. But it could well be the πιο μάγικο πρωτάθλημα ever, this one. If we can turn it around, it will be massive. Like, I will lobby my wife to go to Greece and celebrate with the team.
Lobby, what a word! What a word for your wife! Oh,
anyone that has a family understands. Anywho, we're getting towards the end. Sorry.
Can I address a couple of comments? Apparently, we're very loud. Look at my eyes, DC. You guys were really loud. I could hear you from the TV. Are we this loud?
That's good. You're supposed to hear what we're saying.
I've had a couple of beers, so I guess look at my eyes.
Maybe
DC
you
has
need to
a point.
turn the volume down. Like, if we're too loud. Does anyone?
What about
Andre?
Anyone else thinks we're too loud? Let us know, and we are going to think about going a little quieter. Andrea Pirlo, the wine tester, Costa with a K. You always write on Twitter that we will turn the title round around, and I thought you were exaggerated. Today, I believe it too. Enjoyed team spirit and hugs to Marcelo. Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like you and I, Andrea, are on the same page. Obviously, I believe Olympiakos have what it takes to turn this around. I was about to say, Costa, I mean, if Olympiakos manage to turn the -12 into a -6 by the time they get to the playoffs, fucking game on, isn't it?
Of course, man.
Fucking game on right there. It's going to be insane if they manage to do that. Apparently there's beef with Hussein.
What's going on between Hussein and look at my eyes, DC?
Hussein was at the Karaiskaki, and apparently they were loud at the Karaiskaki, I think. Okay. He could feel the glory. I think look at my eyes, DC was feeling the glory as well. They were both feeling the glory. We were all feeling the glory.
Hussein says he was at the Karaiskaki today. It was half full, but everyone was so hyped in the second half, and we could feel the glory once again. That's massive. This comment, like, Karaiskaki's been like a church. That's not even the right expression this season. It's been so quiet, but there's been nothing really to really get excited about. And of course you're going to go crazy when Marcelo scores a goal like that, like to make it 2-1. Hussein, if you're up for it, mate, get on the show. Like, I'm going to drop the link just for Hussein.
Now everybody's going to pile in and say, "Hey, hi, I'm Hussein."
Just for Hussein. I'm going to drop the link. Hussein, if you're listening, if you're watching, we're going to stay on another 10, 15 minutes or so. Hit the link. I want you to come on and tell us what it was like at the Karaiskaki. I'm inviting you. Please come and join us. That's such a big comment, man. And it's something Labro talks about a lot, and he's right. Yeah? Oh, great. Hussein is going to join us. Fantastic.
Is Labro talking about it or shouting about it?
It's the atmosphere in the Karaiskaki. Like, when's the last time we really packed it out? I think the excuse me, the AEK game actually was a sellout. Like, the game was sold out, but in the end there was nothing to cheer about that game.
Yeah, AEK were amazing in this game.
Yeah, AEK were very good.
No Greek team ever played like that in the Karaiskaki. So dominant before, never.
Zoulakis had a great match. Yes, he did. Christo, I agree with you.
He needs to be loaned out, man. He needs to be loaned out.
Yeah, you know what? Like I noticed today and against Nottingham Forest a different kind of confidence from Zoulaki. I don't know.
It's a friendly and a cup game.
Yeah, but even in friendlies and cup games that he's played before, there's always been something a little bit off about him where I've been a bit like, not sure about him, but he looks a bit more certain. I don't know if it's what you mentioned, like the unity in the squad, and that there's more of a like camaraderie, and he's that translates onto him as well, like the confidence and the feeling of like being in a family, like a football team, like a real team. But he made some good stops today, yeah. Like ATROMITOS had chances, and he made a couple of really important stops. So yeah, I think Zoulakis had a good performance today.
He denied Robai's Robai 1-on-1 twice. That was huge. No, guys, I love Zoulakis. I think Zoulakis is a fantastic keeper. I feel like he is such an amazing Greek prospect. But because of this position is special. The goalkeeper's position is special because only one player can play this position. You can have up to 5 defenders. You can have up to 4 midfielders. You can have up to 4 attackers. You can only have one goalkeeper. And there's already 2 very talented goalkeepers at Olympiakos. Zoulakis needs to go and cut his teeth and gain more confidence, I would say. More. That's what it is, confidence, more of it.
Libon, we have a special guest coming on. Before I bring him on, TF91 says, guys, it was a good game today. Let's not be very enthusiastic. We still need a lot of work to do, to be honest. Yeah, I agree.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying here. That's exactly what we're saying here. Nothing is finished. Yeah, we loved what we saw, but Olympiakos still have a lot of work to do. One thing we didn't touch a lot, and I will make this brief, is the fact that the defense and the midfield were not in sync in the first half. That's why ATROMITOS had such fatal counterattacks, such lethal counterattacks. Still a lot of work, guys. Loads of work at the back.
Hussein, what's up?
Hello, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
We're good, man. How are you, pal?
Thanks for joining the show.
Of course. My pleasure. Actually, I was about to sleep, but yeah, when I just heard the invitation, I couldn't just say no. So I just wanted to jump in.
Thank you. We're very eager to get your view on like the game from, you were inside the stadium, yes. You were there. How did you see the game, and what was the atmosphere like? Can you just λίγο το κλίμα?
Yes, of course. First of all, when the game started, we saw Fortounis in like first 11, and with Marcelo, it was a big hype for me as well because I was expecting to see this for a long time. And when we started, we had some problems with defense and everything. We saw it wasn't really a sync, but after some time, we could just have some easy, positions and everything. It was very nice. I could also have some people behind me. They were talking about Marcelo. He's so slow. He cannot run back. Can you see Casamio is always he cannot, how can I say, run back. And he was missing a lot of wing plays. So that was the thing going on between some guys behind me. But after Marcelo scored, they were like, they went just crazy. Like, exactly. They were just crazy. They're like, he's the best. After literally 1 second after, everything changed. He's the best, of course. He's the quality. You see what's happening. And that was the turning point, I guess, because we had a lot of expectations from these players, Fortounis and Marcelo and other ones. But we couldn't see so far. But it was really nice to see after the second half started. And everyone was sitting on the first half. Just Gate 7 was, of course, they were chanting, but it was not that loud. But the second half, since we saw we could attack so good, it was really like a different thing for us, and everyone was so hyped. So every pass was, wow, and Marcelo is doing something, wow. It was just great. And as I remember, from 88th minute, I guess 75th, Gate 7 started to chant our, anthem, Olympiakos. It's like we finished the game already. We already won.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, like now we believe. Now everything is fine. So it was so great. And after a while, I was in Karskak.
I think we lost him.
Oh,
Hussein, we lost you there, buddy.
maybe Hussein
Am
gets
I back?
Yeah, we can hear
We
you.
can hear you. We can hear
Ah,
you.
yeah,
Sorry.
you're back. You're back. You're back.
Okay. So I just want to say that it was so great to have a win like 4-1 with 2 goals from Marcelo, and it was a nice game also. It was a different match for me. After a long time, maybe I don't know, 2 years, I don't even remember how long it's been now, that we had some confidence, we had the team, and we all know how we started this season. We just kind of lost hope on everyone and the team, but now we can see even 3 weeks, break we had, we could come back, and I'm so happy that we have Michel and the players are really playing. I don't know what to say else. I am so happy. I was in the stadium today and I could just see it with my own eyes. I could just, have the experience. I'm so glad, really. And I believe it will be all get better.
That's what I was about to ask you, Hussein. When it comes to the atmosphere in the stadium, there was a lot of nagging in the first half of the season, was very justified because that was the worst Olympiakos we have seen since the Petrina Chronia. Right now, did you feel that the people at the stadium, of course, it was nowhere near full capacity, did you feel like the people at the stadium believed that the comeback was coming? Because we're not talking about any comeback. We're talking about the biggest comeback in Greek football history if they pull it off. Olympiakos didn't win a single derby in the first half. Is there a feeling that it's happening? Olympiakos are coming back.
Okay, I can say that on the first half, there were questions. People wanted to believe, but they couldn't see what they expected. But on the second half, yes, I felt that so good. Like people start to chant, they were up. And, when you're in the stadium, if Gate 7 is chanting to other side and other side is answering, it's like, we have a synergy. People are chanting. So that started to happen. I said, okay, now we are in all together. And after I could hear everyone in the stadium, even though it was half, that's what I wanted to write actually. We could hear people. So, and also I noticed that, how can I say, all the players could also hear us. So, the tempo was so high. And that was really great. That's what we want in Karaiskaki, of course. This is Olympiakos, like we are the best. So we should be like this. So yeah, I felt that on the second half so good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They can do this, guys. They can pull it off. Costa, you wanted to ask a question? You're on mute, buddy. Live TV. Sign language. Maybe you can give us a little bit of that. Hussein, I'm going to ask you. Did you see that CL thing? Did you see who he dedicated to? His family obviously was on the.
Yes,
was
we saw. Yes. He was actually showing the left upside of the stadium from VIP section. His family was there, so I believe he was, just doing to them. I guess because he wanted to score after a long time, and that's the reason he was doing that. And I guess I'm the only one at the moment.
Hussein, you're still there.
I'm here.
So the whole show is still there. The whole show is still there.
Bloody hell.
Jesus, what the hell?
I guess I was alone.
You kept the show going, Hussein. Sorry.
Hussein, you kept the show going. You're an honorary member of Gate 7 International already.
Hussein, the new Gate 7 International host.
Announcement, guys.
I am honored.
We got a new host. Hussein.
I have no idea what happened there, but both the co-hosts got kicked out, and Hussein was left running the show.
I just saw myself. I was like, okay, we can do it. It's fine.
Fantastic. Can you imagine if you said something really fucked up while we were going?
No. Do you know what?
Professional, absolute professional.
Hey, we never claimed to be pro. We're just fans. This show is by the fans, for the fans. Hussein is a fan. Costa's a fan.
Don't say that because there are other journalists who think that we're not journalists. And I'm sorry, God damn it, that's not true.
Thanks. No, Hussein, thanks very much, man. It's really great to like get a feel for how things are in the stadium. It's always different. We'd love to be there, of course. But
No. Question before Hussein leaves. Leaves. That thing, Hussein. Do you believe that was for Costa Levogianni?
Okay, I don't think so, but we just looked, of course, when he was doing that, like where he was looking, like his family was up in the VIP, so I believe that was for them.
Yeah, it must have been. I just like to pull. I just like to break Costas's balls. I don't get to talk about Tottenham that much, so I need to find other ways to do it. I need to be more creative sometimes.
Acid in Tottenham. Leave Tottenham alone. No, he's saying thanks for coming on, mate. Last question for you. Like, did you have a different opinion about, like, we asked the question quite a few times on the show, like towards the end of the first half of the season. Like, do fans think that Olympiakos can turn it around, win the league? Has your opinion changed? Like, how far has the needle shifted for you based on what you saw today, like during the friendlies? Do you believe?
I can say that on the first period of this Super League, I can say I wanted to believe, but I didn't have real hope. I just wanted to believe, but I thought our team wasn't really good enough to do all the things that we wanted. But what I saw today, I even told everyone, like, I believe literally we will get the cup, also the league together. We have to do this because we couldn't continue on European League as we all wanted, but we couldn't even have any points. So we need to have this, and this team now has it. And I also want to add something. We don't really have all the players yet back. So we still have one. He didn't even play today. He'll still come. In defense, we didn't have Socrates. We had the Rechos. I guess he was trying, to just him to play and everything. So it wasn't even the real team. I can say that, like, it wasn't the first 11 from my point of view. So we can be stronger than this. And if we did this today, from now on, with all the team members together, I believe we can just go till the end.
Absolutely.
Megali Guveda. Still got Socrates to come back. I think that's something we didn't talk about today, actually, in terms of the analysis, because I actually think Retsos and Doi, I really like having those two. I love the fact that they're both academy kids too. I'm a sucker.
And young.
I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. But I think you need experience. You need a leader at the back. You need a leader at the back, and the only one we have right now is Socrates. And when
damn right.
When he's fit, when he has rhythm, like games, like 3-4 games behind him, top. Like, he's still top for me. Hussein, you're getting lots of love, mate, from Andrea Hussein to Gate 7 International Podcast as a transfer.
I am so happy and honored, really. Like, I'm watching you guys for a long time, I also had time to, chance to actually meet Labros and, Alison there. So it was really nice. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you for having me also.
Super.
Labro, the honor, sorry, Hussein, the honor is all ours. We're very honored and pleased to have a fan like you. And we're going to be doing our best to bring the best kind of content for you and all of our fans in the very, very near future.
I am pretty sure about this. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see them.
Thank you, man.
Kalinichta, Hussein.
Kalinichta.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
That was...
What a lovely guy. What a lovely guy. Amazing guy.
Shall we finish off with man of the match, coach's grade, and leave it there?
Yeah, of course.
Quick one. Who's your man of the match, Costa?
That's Marcelo, of course. An incredible brace on his first start for the team. Played a big part. I mean, he scored a screamer with his bad foot. Then he kept the ball alive in the air and scored from a tight angle. Not terrible defending and not good goalkeeping by Andreas Gianniotis, a former Olympiakos goalkeeper, but still incredible brace. He looked good moving forward, really good with the ball on his feet. I know you're going to disagree because I think I know who you're going to say, but I'm going to give it to Marcelo because this was such a confidence win, and nobody personifies this confidence boost more than Marcelo, the biggest signing of the summer. We all thought would turn out to be the biggest flop in Olympiakos history. So it has to go to Marcelo.
Well, I am wearing his, I'm wearing my shirt back to front and honoring him, but I want to give it to Fortounis today because I mean, the only thing he didn't do today was score. I think otherwise he was really behind everything that, almost everything that we did. It's like breaking down the defense, running around the pitch, doing things that I've never seen Fortounis do in some cases. I talked about the headers and, getting back. Just for me, like, yeah, of course. Like, if we asked the fans, lots of you voted. Thank you, guys. 74% of fans voted for Marcelo, and around 14 voted for, 18% voted for Costas Fortounis. I think, of course, Marcelo is going to get the limelight from today's game, and I think you explained why perfectly in terms of the, what it means to him, what it means to the team and the players, but the club overall. But yeah, just in terms of like overall performance today, like Fortounis for me is my choice for reasons I explained. In the meantime, guys, we have asked, just before we close the show, we asked the question, we've asked it before. Do you think we can win the league? Can we win the league? Yes or no? Everyone that's in right now, like and subscribe and answer the question in the vote. Can we win the league? Just, I want to see the difference from the last time we were on. It looks different already. Like, you're voting, almost 80% of you believe that we can win the league. Almost 80% of you believe we can win the league. The last time we asked the question, we've asked it a couple of other times on the show, it's been 58, 55% of you. That's quite a stark increase. Yeah. So that's interesting. Coach's grades, I'm going to give Mitchell a B+.
Why a B+?
I'm not giving him an A because I don't think, I think the way that Marcelo was exposed in the first half was, I don't know what's happened there. Like, I don't know if he were instructions given or what kind of instructions were given, because that when Marcelo's on the pitch, you need a plan to make sure that there's cover, and that wasn't there. So I think that was the chink in our armor. Voila. So that's why it's a B+ and it's not an A.
I'm gonna give him an A-. You know how I can be really strict on player ratings. You remember Conrad de la Fuente -1 against Volos. You remember that. But like I said, this was a confidence win, and this had all the ingredients a confidence win has. A confidence win is very shallow. A big score, a dominant victory. Your biggest signing scores 2 wonder goals. Your former hero comes back. Your former striking star scores. That's why I'm going to give it an A-. Like, Mitchell put together a team that raised fans' hopes. So that's why I'm going with an A- and nothing more than that. Maybe I'm being too kind, but I also want to give this to the team because I do believe that this team deserves a confidence boost, deserves a good day, and deserves some good words from the fans, at least tonight. You're only as good as your next game, though. I have to point that out. Exactly.
Good point. A reminder, the next game is the 21st of December. That's next Wednesday against Pazianina Stus Zosimades. Next Wednesday. Well, that's pretty much bringing us to the end of the show tonight.
Just one last point. I'm really sorry about this, Costa, because I know you have a lot of things to do, and the same goes for our wonderful fans. But I do want to take this moment to say goodbye to arguably the greatest Greek sportscaster of all time, Yannis Diakoyannis, who died aged 91. I had chances of meeting Yannis, 2 chances actually. The first one, I was very young. I was a teenager, and it didn't happen because I was quite immature. I mean, I was immature. I didn't know. I couldn't appreciate who Yannis Diakoyannis was. I couldn't appreciate the opportunity, the chance to learn from this fantastic journalist and person. The second time was very recent, but Mr. Diakoyannis was, not exactly in a position to meet people. So I never got to meet Yannis Diakoyannis. That's quite a regret I have. He was an absolute legend that shaped Greek radio, Greek newspapers, and Greek TV when it was at its absolute infancy. After a short stint with L'Equipe, and that's something anyone who knows me understands how much I admire that, a Greek journalist going abroad and thriving. He covered every World Cup from 1954 until 1998, and every Champions League final from 1969 until 2000. Obviously, before Champions League was renamed as Champions League in 1992, it was the European Cup or the European Winners' Cup. I don't remember how it was called in English. A rare talent that combined his sports knowledge with his unmatched education and intelligence every time he called a match. The signature Kyries Despinides Kikiri before when he started his commentary. No one would watch football on TV without Diakoyannis' voice. Like, that was an institution right there. Like, Yannis Diakoyannis is what would come out if Martin Tyler and John Motson and Clive Tildesley had a baby. If those three had a baby, it'd be Yannis Diakoyannis. A true example that every sports journalist will always look up to. And I know I will always look up to Yannis Diakoyannis. And I'm going to say there will never be another Yannis Diakoyannis, especially now that Greek sports shows and channels prefer to have singers, actors, those self-proclaimed influencers, reality stars, comedians, and YouTubers to provide analysis and punditry over talented sports journalists, especially young ones who bust their asses day in and day out abroad for crumbs. And I'm really sorry I kept you guys for this long. Rest in peace to Yannis Diakoyannis, and thank you for listening to me.
No, Costa, thanks very much for that very heartfelt message and tribute to a great journalist. There's been a lot of tributes going out there, and I remember the name, not so much. I think for anyone that's in the field as well, particularly working in and around press, journalism, sports, no less, he's a inspirational figure. So thank you for that. It's been a really, really great show, guys. The last thing that I want to say is, first of all, I can see that there are still some new people or some other fans coming in. We're just about to close up, guys, but do of course go back and listen. We talked about Marcelo. This is a really nice comment from George just joining. Marcelo should have a role somewhere up front, track back at times. Doesn't have the former pace, but we're starting to see the old Marcelo again.
Absolutely, George.
I don't know, George, about whether it's necessarily about getting him up further up the pitch, but we talked a lot about the need for cover if he is playing, because if he plays further up the pitch, that means that Oleg Gareabchuk is probably playing at left back, and then you lose something in terms of the creativity of the team. I don't know if we will ever see Doran Leidner playing left back and Marcelo playing in front of him. That I would actually like to see. Elias, I think this is a new joiner, says, hello, fellas. Elias, thank you for joining.
Hi, Elias. Hi, Jaco.
And guys, again, we're at the end of the show. I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up tonight for the live. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in afterwards, listening. It's been a really great show tonight. And the reason is, of course, it's finally great to see some positivity. And it's been a difficult season, and a lot of the shows that we've done, it's just a lot of negativity. It's been hard to be hard to be positive, but I think for my part at least, I've always tried to look on the bright side. And when Michel came in, I said the goal, we shouldn't be talking about winning the league. We should be talking about getting to December as close as we can to the top of the table. That was what the objective, the realistic objective of this team was. We're at -12 from the top, and TF91 says we can win the league. We can win the league from -12, but there's a difference between being -12 and being -12 plus Baltakos.
I shouldn't be laughing at this. I shouldn't be laughing.
No,
at this.
but this is we can do it. We can do it, and it's not like we didn't do it previous seasons, even when Baltakos wasn't there. The system was against us, and we can beat the system again. I do believe we can do it, but let's take it one step at a time, one match at a time. But again, guys, it's been great to feel some positivity. What's the vote says that more than 80% of you that have voted believe that we can win the league. That's gone up from about 55%, which it was a few weeks ago, or around a month ago. So thank you again, guys, for the positive energy. Keep the spirits up. Olympiakos is back, and the next game is next week. Olympiakos is back, baby, and so are we. We're Gate 7 International, by the fans, for the fans. See you next time.
Όπου πας εσύ θα με πάντα εγώ να σου τραγουδώ.